In Queensland, my experience with abortion laws was that I've been involved with advocating for young people's rights with the Youth Affairs Network of Queensland. And abortion was one of the issues that young people didn't have choice about. And for many years, that was of great concern to youth workers, particularly when we talk about young people in low socioeconomic communities. So we're talking about young people living in poverty, and in poverty, then one of the things that happens quite often is that you'll have young pregnancies. And so it's basically young people having children, and those children again having children. And it's becoming a multi-generational problem. As parenting skills are not passed, and add that to poverty and all other problems in low socioeconomic communities, it has had a great negative impact on both those young people and their communities and generally broader society. So we were involved in supporting the campaign for change in Queensland. In particular, we followed the lead of the Children by Choice and supported their activities and mobilized our members. And so it was great pleasure to, I guess, seeing that legislation finally came through and changes was enacted by Parliament. However, in reality, there's a different story in terms of what is taking place and what I'm hearing from a lot of youth workers and a lot of young people in communities. And that's some of the issues that are a little bit hidden to public. And for example, over the last couple of decades, government has cut funding to many youth agencies. So what used to be known as secular youth work has been reduced. And what has stepped in is a lot of faith-based support for young people, and those faith-based, by that predominantly I mean Christian, through the church. So churches funding youth work, and all through from the schools having chaplaincy by Christian workers to organizations in the community that provide support for young people. However, that support does not always translate to providing young people with their full options to make a full informed decision on some of the life issues. And in particular, one of those issues is around sexuality. And abortion falls within that. So at the same time as they won't promote or hand out condoms or other sexual health sort of prevention, whether information or actual services, they also do not provide, and I'm generalizing here, and I also want to say that some of those Christian youth workers do actually provide the information and support young people, but in general, majority of them don't. And they, based on their belief, they do not want to provide that information, and so the young people that they work with do not become informed of their full available choices available to them. So they're not making informed decision during when they fall pregnant, and most of them, they will be going through full pregnancy. And as I said before, the situation of children having children continues. So that's one of the difficulties that we have, that in terms of sometimes laws, we can just celebrate and say, well, we've now, it's been legalized and that's the end of the story, but it's not. Sometimes with those things, it's about how those laws are then applied in the community, and the government has a responsibility to ensure that all sectors of the community have that right explained to them in whatever shape that takes, and that access is universal to all people, including marginalized young people in low socioeconomic communities.